I challenge everyone to play this without a bass face.
You can do it.
Why is this so hard?
Sharon and I are here today to prove to you the bass genius of Paramore. We have 10 examples, which was brutal to get together because there are like 50 awesome bass lines. We're going to be taking you through the 2 bass players that contributed to Paramore. We've got the original Jeremy Davis and, of course, Justin Meldal Johnson.
There might be a third. You didn't know? Guess you're gonna have to watch this and find out. Now, we know that a lot of these bass lines do not use standard tuning. There's C sharp standard, there's drop D, there's drop C. There's a lot of tuning going on. So, for the sake of this exercise, we are going to be playing everything in standard tuning.
We're going chronologically, so we're going to start with Riot from 2007. This is Fences. Sort of like a rock walk. You know?
I'm sitting in a room.
Oh, it's so cool.
Above only big white walls, and in the hall there are people looking through the window in the door. They know exactly what we're here for.
So Jeremy is playing with a pick, and I've got my Sarek Lincoln here, which is sort of the closest thing I have to a Gibson. And I love Jeremy's playing all these different basses over the years, but I loved his era when he was playing that Grabber G3. So this is kind of my homage to that, right? So get a pick. We're going to think about B minor. And right away, we've got this cool swing happening on the open D. That's a really critical part of the feel. Check that out.
Moving on, 2009, Brand New Eyes, aka the Butterfly album.
Ooh. Ooh, that's nasty. That's nasty, Sharon.
It speaks to the punk kid in me. Basic shape. We're gonna take the B, and then there's a slide. But you're actually gonna be sliding on the D string, not on the A string, which is what you're playing. So it's not, it's, so. And then finally, it gets really simple. We're gonna go open E. And to get that sound, I'm just using a little bit of drive, and that's it.
And from the 2011 EP Singles Club, we have Jeremy playing this incredible bass break on Hello Cold World. Okay, Sharon, check this out. It's like anthemic.
It really is.
So for thinking about E flat, and remember, they're in these drop tunings, so we're showing you this in standard tuning, right? So I'm rooting on an E flat, and then I'm just using this shape. It's one of my favorite shapes in all of music. It's the pentatonic major, but a slide form. And what I mean by that is like I'm just taking the first note, the second note, then sliding up to the third, and that's it.
This song to me, that line specifically, feels like I need to be in like a stadium show and I want the whole audience to be singing, no, 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 no.
Yes,
That's the line.
Jeremy, we love you.
Next up, Last Hope off of their self-titled album, Paramore.
We're finally at self-titled. I love this record.
Paramore ballads are the best thing.
Yes.
Every night I try my best to dream. Tomorrow makes it better. And I wake up to the cold reality. Not a thing is changed. But it will.
Super sweet line, which is just, I don't know. I don't feel like we usually connect sweet and bass in one thinks because it's usually like badass. But this line is so sweet and it's so full of dead notes. They really make the line.
Hey, and check it out. Sharon is doing a really cool thing of like hitting the bass, like hand slap and then ghost note. And it sounds so simple, but it's not. So if you're finding it tricky to follow along, remember we've got that tab and notation in the description for you. Go grab it. You guys, we're still in self-titled. This is maybe my favorite Paramore record. This is Still Into You. What a great tune. We have to do this riff. I know it's not necessarily a bass line because the guitar and the bass are playing it together, which I think then makes it like a riff, but it's amazing. We're going to break it down.
Can count the years on one hand that we've been together.
Just massive.
I need the other one to hold you, make you feel better. It's not a walk in the park to love each other, but when our fingers interlock, can't deny you're with it. 'Cause after all this time, I'm still into you.
I mean, I want to keep going, Sharon.
No, don't stop.
Oh my God. But we're not here for fun. We're not here for rollicking choruses, Sharon, are we? No, we're here to teach you bass lines. Just kidding. We're also here to have a little bit of fun. So check out this bass line in standard tuning. It sounds like a big badass riff, but if we think about it in terms of theory, this is actually an F major 7 arpeggio. That's wild, right? So we're playing F. I know, right? We've got an F and then an A, C, E. And you can either play it this way, F, F, A, C, E, play the A open, or you can slide. And I kind of like the slide. I feel like it sounds rock and roll. It also lets you sort of mute so you're not dealing with an open string, right? Then we get to the D. And here's where I would use the open A. Remember, we got that tab and notation below if you want to take it at your own pace.
This album is so good, so we're gonna take another one off of their self-titled album, Paramore, 2013, Fast in My Car, with so many sounds. We're running a fuzz, a drive, and an octaver. Let's go.
It's just like permanent bass face, you know, like. Oh.
I challenge everyone to play this without a bass face. I mean, how are you gonna?
Well, you
it's
just
really
did
hard,
it.
actually. No, but okay, with a pick. It's so hard.
Okay, so I love YouTube. You probably love YouTube, but let's be honest. It's not the best platform for in-depth teaching. Enter the SBL Academy. At SBL, we break down the bass with a curriculum-driven approach that spans from complete beginner level to super advanced. We also cover all kinds of genres, skills, and techniques, all brought to you by world-class bass instructors. And best of all, you can get started today for free at trysbl.com.
So let me turn off the effects so that everyone is hearing what's actually happening. I've got an octaver on, so actually I'm playing it up high, and it sounds like this. And the second line. And I'm holding the notes because when I have the effects on, it takes up so much space in the mix. It would be missing if I just dropped out and was like.
And, you know, this record is produced by JMJ, Justin Meldal Johnson, who is just notorious for awesome bass sounds and like fuzzy, mean, sort of almost like evoking creature-esque bass sounds, like cinematic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he has this sound that I love that I feel like kind of inspired this tune on a Tori Amos record. The song's called Cruel. Just check out a bit of this. JMJ in 1998 makes this sound. It's like a creature.
It's like a horror movie.
Yes, I think that sort of like vision in him as a producer contributed to some of these crazy sounds
Absolutely.
on the Paramore record. But what he told me, I actually asked him about this a while ago, and he told me that it is reverb into distortion. And typically reverb comes after distortion. But when you put a reverb into distortion, what happens is then the distortion struggles with the tail of the reverb. Isn't that wild?
Insane.
I know. That is all thanks to Justin Meldal Johnson.
Cool.
One more off of Self-Titled because it's like one of my favorite songs ever. And Sharon, you used a 5, so I'm going to use a 5. Here we go. Ain't It Fun?
So what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you? So what are you gonna do when nobody wants to fool with you? Ain't it fun?
That push, one end to you, bah, like, oh.
So good.
Yes, that push into the chorus is crazy. All right. So, hey, if you have a 5-string, you can play this like Jeremy does with that low C sharp. But essentially what's happening in this he uses the same fill twice. And typically I'd be like, but I love it. In this case, I absolutely love it. So we're bouncing on A. You know, then into the chorus. I love it very much. Yeah, of course. Yes, it's all in tab notation. Go get it.
We're finally moving out of Self-Titled into After Laughter, released in 2017. The title of the song is Hard Times, and it is no longer Jeremy Davis on bass.
That's right. That's correct.
JMJ on bass. I'm saying JMJ because I, for the life of me, cannot pronounce Justin Meldal Johnson. I don't know.
You just did it.
So weird. JMJ. Good nickname.
Oh, Sharon.
The whole song is just riddled with really cool fills and like speedy things that are happening. And you know what it reminds me of? Jamiroquai. It's like the bass line is so Jamiroquai.
It's like disco.
Yes, it's got that thing. A lot of repeated notes and a lot of dead notes. And you'll see I'm taking the E flat up here because it happens twice, and the second time there's more going on. And personally, I just like consistency so that I don't mess it up halfway through. So.
My favorite thing in that, though, is this. I love that. Yeah. It's the best. Another one from After Laughter featuring JMJ on bass, playing what I think might be a Mustang. So I have a Mustang here with flats. And again, like Sharon pointed out, it's incredibly funky, but it's that like funky pick playing. Check it out. I mean, geez, cool.
Pretty badass.
Yeah, palm muted flats pick. Goes along with the vocal. Then those. those things. But you know where it is if you want it. Tab and notation down in the description.
You know, both this tune and Hard Times, they're both off the same album. They're using the bass with flats.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's so not instinctively what I would expect from a track that is this produced and so like 21st century pop.
Oh,
like,
sure. Yeah.
It's not what I expected, but it sounds so good.
Yeah, and it's like JMJ is known for this kind of thing. These basses that have a lot of sort of mid-range bark and character, you know, and it's kind of this old school thing inserted into this modern
It's like
thing.
modern thing. It's so hip.
Yeah, and it also really, really differentiates the eras, the Jeremy Davis era and then the JMJ era, right? There's a really stark cut.
Hey, Ian, remember when you thought there were only 2 bassists in Paramore?
Yes?
Well, you were wrong, friend.
Oh.
Because on the 2023 album, This Is Why, which is also incidentally the title of the track we'll be looking at today, their live guitarist, Brian Robert Jones, is playing bass.
Whoa, so it's not the guitar player in Paramore. It's their, like, hired gun guy. Brian Robert Jones. That is crazy cool.
Badass bass line.
Yes.
Almost harder than it looks because it's kind of quick and it's like, I'm really digging in there with this. So I'm not going like really trying to get the most crispy, bitey sound out of it with the pick and the flats. And I'm not sure whether he plays it up here, but it sounds so much better then.
Yeah, I agree. It sounds nice up there. But then you got to watch those shifts, right? It's sort of like a high-risk maneuver. Yeah, you know?
So let me take it a little slower and just show you how to play this line. Remember to grab the tabs down below in the description.
Awesome. Awesome, Sharon. Bravo. Yes, bravo, Sharon. Bravo. Hey, what did we miss? Did we get the list right? Are there songs that you're like, I can't believe you missed this particular song? Let us know in the comments below. And also, if there are any other bands that we are just absolutely tone deaf to. We've been academic. We've taught the bass lines, and that's all we're here to do.
Can we have some fun now?
Oh, we gonna have some fun now? Oh my God. You ready, Sharon?
I should be over butterflies, running into your arms, and maybe even on the worst nights, having tears. And I wonder how we got this far, 'cause I don't really need to wonder how after all this time, I'm still into you.
Favorite song ever written in the history. And I know that's a bold statement to make, especially as a musician, but this song that I'm about to mention is permanently stuck in my head. If you ever ask me to sing a song just off the top of my head, it'll always be this one because
What
it's just
is
in
it?
there. The Only Exception.
Oh, yeah.
It's the most beautiful ballad ever written, the most beautiful song ever written, and it hurts me that it's not in this video.
Shout out, Only Exception. That is...
Can everyone please go listen to it so I feel a little better?